How are we going, everybody? Back in the veggie garden here in Lethbridge. There's the rooster. The sheep are baying at the background because they're hungry as well. And that's what we do. We grow food and we eat it, and that's what we're going to do, feed the sheep as well afterwards. But we're in the veggie garden to have a look and get an update on how the plants are progressing, because we've been at the garden centre for a while. And these are the ones that we've had a bit of a problem earlier on, you know, pests and snails and slugs and rats and rabbits coming into it. You can see now these lettuce, I had these all covered up. Let me just show you what I had. I've taken them all off. I had all these plant sleeves around them. They're still pretty usable, you know, because they've got a wax coating on them. So store them away properly out of the weather, and they will be used again for the next season or for the next planting regime that you have going on. These are also the pots that I cut the bottoms off, just to show you what I'm doing here. I use these as plant guards. Now they did work, all of this did work tremendously well, meaning no rodents got into it, no rabbits got into it. Snails were still sneaking in somehow, and we put the bait, the snail bait down, and that's the Eradicate Eco, which is food-based, pet-friendly, wildlife-friendly snail bait. And you'll see the remnants of it here. It's discoloured. It normally comes in a bright orange. Have a look at it there. It's sort of darkened off now to a brown colour. Now, I took all the sleeves off when I came out here earlier. You can see where they were sitting around the silver beet there and the other lettuce, but we did lose one lettuce and one over here as well. They did rot out. And I put it down to the fact that it wasn't getting enough direct sunlight, only when it was casting over the top, that is the sun. So as it came over the top for those few minutes, it was getting its sunlight, lots of heat, because whether it was a pot or the plant sleeve, it was going to give it lots of heat. So the temperature inside there was a lot more than what it was surrounding it. And you can see how soft the lettuce is. See the green one here? It's gone really stretchy and flat. So that will probably stay like that, but all the new growth will come up a bit more rigid because it will be getting the sunlight. So monitor your plants with the plant sleeves if you've got them on there, whether you're using a pot or the plant sleeve itself or something else similar, because that can happen to you. I lost 2 out of all these. My bad, I walked away from it for too long, hanging around COVID too much, I reckon. Let's go and check out these ones here under the wildlife netting. And these ones, we actually threw some bait in here as well. And you want to see the remnants of the snails? Have a look at them. See, there they are, all the shells left behind. All gone, they've all eaten the bait up, left the plants alone. I might need to put some more down because I put very little in this garden bed, and some plants are still showing some bite marks on it. So snail bait, out it comes, and another sprinkle around to look after it. Now, we had the rodents, we had the rabbits, we had the snails, we had caterpillars, we had aphids, and we have another pest. Well, actually, it's one of those pests there, and it's not eating the veggie garden, it's eating my bloody citrus tree. A quick tip about lettuce, folks. The more water you give it, the better they grow. See the icebergs, they're forming beautifully. And they're less bitter too, so if you let them dry out too much, they become a little bit bitter. So don't forget to water them morning and afternoon if you need to, if it's a hot day. Have a look at it. What does that look like? Really? I mean, I just came here about a month ago, gave them all a nice top up with the fertilise. They all started to show nice new growth, especially this one. And they favoured this one, folks. The rabbits, those bloody rabbits. I'll tell you something, they've been breeding now because it's springtime and they're everywhere. And the little baby ones don't know which way to go. Cara loves that. And Vader loves, he reckons they're delicious, by the way. Now they did come in here and make a big mess of it, so they did chew into it. Now this is a garden bed north of the house. It runs north that way. So we get the morning sun coming over this way as I stand and settling on the other side there on the west. So they get plenty of sun, but they also get a lot of wind. So it is a bit of a breezy spot. I thought it'd be quite protected, but nevertheless, the trees are doing well. Well, besides that one there, have a look. This is the lime or sublime. It's starting to put on new growth. And we've got all the catnip underneath there growing beautifully. We've shaved that down to the ground. We cleaned up the place. The irises are coming up. These are a little bit slow from the other ones, only because I got into here with the brush cutter and I took out the irises as well. They were already grown earlier on, so they've had to put another growth spurt on, and the flowers are just starting to spike up there. And the rest of the garden's fine. So the citrus are holding their ground. They're showing new growth. And if you come in nice and close here, it ain't dead, by the way. They've stripped it completely bare. But if you have a close look, we've got a bit of swelling going there. Have I got my glasses? Do I need my glasses? No, I don't. There we are. So there's a little bit of growth coming on there. That all there is the new stuff. Now, if I don't do anything to protect this, every time a new leaf comes out, folks, it's going to get hammered again. This is for small trees, what I'm going to talk about, and it's a guard itself. I haven't tried this before. Somebody dropped them off at my doorstep, and this is what they look like. It's a nice metal frame one. It's a triangular shape. The sleeve was already on there. It's quite rigid actually, folks, meaning the sleeve as well. So you've got an opening on this side. So if this guard or plastic sheet was taken off, you can see there's no frame there. So you could easily pass it around and then slip your guard over the top if you've got small plants. Now, why I'm showing you this, why I like this, and I'm going to try it out, is because it's almost transparent. You've got a bit of a light, what do you call it, translucent coming through. So for lettuce, for example, they won't be in the dark. They'll get some light from the side as well, and it's got some air holes here as well. So it's a good little unit and quite a sturdy one. Now I reckon you can get replacements if these plastic sheets wear off after a while or sort of wither away from the sun. And the 3-leg spike, how cool is that? Straight in, bang. That's nice. Now that's going to give it more temperature inside, help it germinate a bit quicker or sprout out new leaves. A few air holes, and I reckon we'll be safe like that. A nice little tip for those who live out in the wild. Then again, even metro areas, I reckon you guys have got problems with rodents and things like that. Good little deterrence, not 100%. I reckon it is for rabbits, but not so much the rats. And who knows, it may work on possums. So for new little tube stocks or seedlings or plants that you put in the garden that you need to protect them, if you think they're worth a go, I haven't got them online yet, send us a message or message us on this platform that you're watching us. We'll have a look at them and maybe put them online and see what they're worth and get them out there to the wider community. They look like they'll last a lifetime, that's for sure. Otherwise, get out in your garden. What are you watching me for? Check out our website, vasilisgarden.com. From me, Vasily, Maresi.